taking the stigma out of menstruation. Involve men in the conversation. Now, forever, I have not been involved in the conversation.
I prefer to not be involved in the conversation.
Well, I was actually saying the opposite. Every time I'm talking to a girl, I immediately, that's the first thing I ask, time of the month, huh?
You smell it?
Yeah, I smell
it. You're like a...
Yeah, it is really funny though, because they go, it is one of those things where they're like, yeah, it is all this stigma and blah, blah. And they're talking about like India where they have some pretty wild things, but then their solution to get men involved is one of the funniest things I've heard. So taking the stigma out of menstruation, involve men in the conversation. Women's bodies have borne the brunt of centuries old stigma and archaic myths attached to it. People still practice golden age rituals where women are made to feel ashamed and apologetic of their periods. Do you say that when the girl's on her period?
I shame my girlfriend for her period.
Yeah, you go, the fuck is this?
Disgusting.
Yeah, you're fucking...
You know, Jews are about that. They do this thing called a mikvah where you got to the girl's got to go and then she gets inspected for by like a woman rabbi kind of helper person if they're like still on the period. They go in this like bath to clean up and like
a woman's rabbi, or are you doing a Miss Doubtfire?
Oh, hello.
Are you here for the period? Inspection dog.
And they got to go make sure that they're all cleaned up before they can come home.
Really?
Yeah.
So wait, when did they leave? Like so they leave to go to church and then they do it at the church?
No, it's like it's
so they go, okay,
thing.
Everyone, church is over except for you know who.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's after synagogue. I think it's like it's its own thing you just go to. Like I think maybe right when you're done your period, like the last day of it, just to kind of clean out the residue.
There should just be an island for girls to go to on their period.
Yeah, and maybe you get them there via a cannon. You shoot them out of a cannon to the island.
This is This is better solutions than getting us involved. What should happen was every time a girl's on her period, you go, listen, you're obviously sleeping in the garage. That goes to this.
You're sleeping with the dog. The dog's sleeping with me in the bed. You take the dog bed.
I'm in the doghouse. Yeah, girl's in the doghouse a little bit. Like, what does that mean? Like, she's on her period, so she sleeps in the doghouse.
Quite literally. Now we're making some progress.
Since periods are considered dirty and impure, so many women are not allowed to enter the kitchen while they're menstruating. Would you keep them in the kitchen?
Do I keep what?
Do you let them in the kitchen?
Yeah. I don't let them leave the kitchen.
Like if you're making bread. Yeah, it's the opposite. You go, wow. But
she goes, can you unhook me from this pipe? And I go, pipe's in the kitchen. I didn't design this place. I don't know what to tell you. Who puts a pipe in the kitchen? I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I would love if that pipe was in the basement. That was my original plan.
But we don't have a basement. We live in New York, so.
And then that's the situation. Many are even forbid from touching a bottle of pickles. So in India, apparently, this is like a big
That is
thing.
a weird one. That's I love these very regional specific things because probably every Indian person knows exactly what we're talking about. You do not touch the pickles.
Yeah, don't let a girl that's menstruating near the pickles. You trying to ruin the pickles? It says the pickles go bad.
The pickles go bad. Just touching a pickle?
I do the opposite. I'm like, if a girl's on her period, I have a pickle in my hand and I keep it, I like ward her off with it.
Like a garlic pickle? Like just like a vampire?
Yeah, because it sort of smells up the room and I don't have to, and you say.
And there's a little liquid in there so you can kind of like flick the liquid on
You flick the liquid and it's sort of like a leave room for pickles thing. You know what I mean?
How do you
the girl comes in and you just like, you do the pickle, you just sort of rub it on her body so she smells like pickle instead of period.
Baby, it is a strong scent. But like, how bloody is her hand that she's like reaching for a pickle and then just like the jar's all just full of blood now?
Well, there might be a thing.
Like, could there be some in-between thing where maybe she just washes her hands before the pickles?
Maybe wash the hands before you touch the pickles. This probably started with one girl who was, coming in, pleasing herself, comes back, hands all bloody, grabbing for the pickles. And you go, you know what? No pickles for period girls, period. You ruined it for everyone.
That's it. You're done with the pickles.
But yeah, their solutions are all, they need to get men involved in the conversation. But there's one of those things where it's like, all the like gross shit that dudes have, it's like the last thing I want this to be is like girls involved in these convos.
Yeah, I want to be 100% not involved with this.
So you're sleeping in the garage and they can't touch the pickles, and men must encourage the females of the household to speak up on their periods without hesitation. So this is the part where it starts to get wacky, where you have, basically they're talking about the dad, and I guess the dad comes home to the girl and be like, hey, listen, like when you're on your period, we want to hear about it. How was your day? No, that's not what I'm talking about. You know what I mean.
What's the flow like?
This is just stuff where it's like, I think what girl wouldn't rather talk to their mom about this than their dad?
Yeah. But apparently, I guess moms aren't talking about this enough.
What's the flow like? Well, they're saying dads aren't talking. They want the stepdad to come in, turn the chair around, sort of like, you know what I mean, cool teacher style, and be like, hey,
pulls out a flashlight. He goes, "Let's teach you a little something right now." And he goes, has some ketchup in it. He like sprays it out.
Sprays the ketchup out.
That's a period.
That right there is a period.
She goes, "Okay,
okay."
Right.
You're looking like a Stephen Pollock painting right now. I bet you are. Yeah, you are.
Stephen Pollock.
Who is his name?
Jackson Pollock.
Stephen Pollock, some guy that does the period blood painting.
I was gonna say, is that someone you know?
Yeah, this guy named Steven, and he paints paintings out of period blood to remove the stigma. Daniel,
you know, there's someone who for sure in Brooklyn, some woman sells period.
There was. We've talked about it.
Oh,
I had a joke about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was saying that I have my diarrhea paintings. Take the stigma out of shitting myself. In places, women live outside their village, they said. Okay. With factual awareness, by understanding hormone changes and their mental state, men can show their support to women, put them at ease, and reduce the trauma they get experienced. The thing about this stuff always is the only guys that's going to get super involved in the periods is going to be creeps. Like if they have a meeting, for example, where girls go talk about their periods, right? And they're like, you know, girls are going to come here to talk about their periods, and there's 7 guys that show up to that meeting.
Oh, for sure.
There's not going to be a single one of those guys that isn't there for nefarious reasons.
Oh, there's a guy like on the way out who's just like, you know, like in like a hockey team or something. He's just collecting all the laundry. Like he has that laundry bin. He goes, hey, everybody just put your laundry in. And they go, hey, did you give your thing to the laundry guy? And you're like, laundry guy? What do you mean? We don't have a laundry guy? What are you talking about? And the guy's just like, yes, all for me.
That's the guy that...
That's the kind of stuff guys do.
He sets up the sanitary napkin thing where he puts he removes the tiles on the floor, and then he puts his head, just sticks out of the garbage can. So people stick the napkins in there, and his body's beneath the floor.
Genius.
Yes. They put the napkin in, and he goes, there you go.
Thank you. What? Nothing. Just this is one of those smart garbage cans.
Smart.
Have a nice day.
It's a smart garbage can.
Have a nice day.
It's definitely a smart garbage can. But the guy's got he's just like his neck's the only thing popping through. Then he's got a hole through the garbage can. Like the guys who sit inside the porta potty. The period dispenser. So that's if they this is where it definitely gets weird. Where you go, listen, I think that most girls would probably be like on board where they go, hey, we're going to remove stigma, and you go from periods. You go, how are we going to do it? We go, we're going to get the guys real involved. It's not going to.
It's the guy's fault.
Yeah, probably the way to remove stigma is to get it less involved. Where you go, they're not even going to know what happens, and you're going to have a bunch of techniques, and then girls just get to. If the only way that you could probably do it is like they get 2 days a month where they could just tell you like, hey, this is happening, and that's all you have to hear.
Yeah, I mean, and part of it, the stigma.
Don't ask, don't
like
tell.
High school kids will like make fun of girls who are on their periods. You're like, nothing you could do is ever going to change that.
No, I know. Get those. Yeah, I'll tell you what's really going to help. They're having a big assembly where the guys have to hear about the period.
All right, every girl who's currently on her period, stand up and come to the front.
Now, every girl that's standing up, I just want all the boys to look at them and realize there's nothing funny about this. Now, so look at Stacy. She's free bleeding, and there's nothing wrong with that. Stacy, come up here. Let the substitute teacher take a sniff. Nothing out of the ordinary happening here.
Nothing to be ashamed of, people.
Yeah, so I don't think that's going to help the problem.
No.
Why can't men be proactive in procuring sanitary napkins for women? This is the solutions for these things. So I'll tell you what's not going to happen. I'll tell you what.
When they say sanitary napkins, they mean like when you get chicken wings. Like those little things.
Yeah.
Those packets. Those are sanitary napkins, right?
Well, instead of kicking her away for the pickles, it's what happens is she goes, I'm reaching for a pickle. You go, up, 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 up. And then you throw one at her. And you go, put this on.
Full suit.
It's a hazmat sanitary suit.
I'm fine with that.
This is what they want. Come in. They come in covered in blood. You know what I mean? And then the men are proactive, and they come out and they go, I bought you a gift. And you go, what is it? And it's in a ring box, you know what I mean? And the girl goes, oh my God, I can't believe, what is this? And then the girl, and you get down on one knee, and then you give her the gift box. She opens the gift box, maxi pad.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Just a little tampon in the gift box.
The maxi pad by De Beers.
Yeah.
I will say though,
Tampon in a gift box. And she goes, what is this? She goes, you've been cranky lately. I thought you
I'm
might
guessing they don't do this in India. Of like, you know how they have like the maxi pads in men's rooms now?
Well, I can't imagine India's got a ton of that.
No, but that is really
maybe in some of the super like city or hipster.
But I guess that
city
is really
areas.
if we get that, that'll be a real for the boys move right there, because you go, they'll just be in the men's room.
And then
just
the
grab
girls
them. You don't even have to buy them or anything. You just grab them for the girls.
You go, I brought you something. You go, what is it? A maxi pad. Why? Oh, I'm not even on my period. Oh, could have fooled me, you fucking cranky bitch. So
That would work out.
So that was one solution. Just as mothers teach their daughters about the changes they will go through, and fathers especially can teach their sons about women's issues. You know, so that's now the dad's sitting down with the son.
Oh, this is where we're.
This is how much.
This is where we shine.
Oh, this is how much like any men's issue is just so out of their like purview. They go, there's nothing more for dads to talk about their sons about. So every dad should just sit down with his son, and then you go, son, I need to talk to you. It's like, is it about school? How I've been getting bullied? It's like, no, this is blood. It's coming out of your sister's poontang right now.
Son, I just wanted to tell you, women are gross.
Yeah. And there's nothing funny about it.
There's nothing funny about the fact that just blood comes out.
Have you seen, I want you to watch this horror film. Now, see that girl covered in blood? You go, scary. And you go, actually, it's not scary.
Yeah, it's not scary. It's totally normal. That's your sister.
What's the movie where the girl's covered in blood at the end? Carrie. Yeah, they show Carrie and the girl's covered in blood. And then you're like, oh my God. And then he goes, you sort of watch that over and over again until it's actually pretty normal. It's like, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, you should give her a hug if Carrie was in this room right now.
Yeah.
There'd be absolutely nothing weird about that.
I don't think so.
You know what I've been thinking about a lot?
Gay porn.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yo, Bobby Levine. But with girls that are, because I always talk about like girls that are actually kind of smart at getting what they want and manipulating men or whatever.
Yep.
When a girl wants to win an argument, this is how girls actually win arguments. Especially if you're arguing about something serious, because arguing is fine. So every guy, if they actually want to get what they want, what smart girls do is they ask for something really big. Like imagine like you're doing this, like blah, blah, and then, you know, you never do this. And that's like let's say you're having some argument about something, right? And then the girl goes, you have a good point. You start to win the argument. And then the girl goes, you're probably never even going to ask me to marry you. And you go, you know what? Let's just, you can get that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's just a good negotiating tactic.
That's the negotiating tactic.
Like Trump
in real,
101.
Yeah.
Art of the deal right there.
That is art of the deal.
You want him to take out the trash? Be like, so when's the ring coming?
Start complaining about
trash. It is.
Start complaining about why you're not getting more kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a vacation, a big one's vacation. Like you start complaining about coming to her, sister's fucking, bar mitzvah, wedding shower. There you go, wedding shower. And then you go, I don't really want to go. And you go, and you don't even go on vacation. You go, what time is the wedding shower?
Yeah, what time is the thing? Let's just kick the can on this vacation as far as possible.
Yeah, that is the one.
Yeah.
And I was...
I mean, well, that's a good negotiating tactic anything. Where you go say you want a raise at work.
I know.
You say you want like a 10% raise at work. You go to the boss.
$1 million.
You go, hey, if I don't get this raise.
You go for the Alex Jones numbers.
Yeah, if I don't get $1 million, not only am I going to quit, I'm going to kill myself. And they go, fine. We'll
give you the extra $1.
How about an extra $1? And you go, fine, I guess I'll keep me alive for the year.
Yeah. We'll talk again another year.
And
then the last thing, men must also join progressive public forum conversations about menstruation health and hygiene. This is the thing where they're having the town halls, you know what I mean? And they go, men must participate in this. They must reiterate again and again that there is nothing shameful about that part of the process.
Yeah, but if they do it reiterated too much, then there's something going on.
That's what I'm saying. What are you talking about? It's like one of those things where they go, hey, it's not that big of a deal for when women have their periods. Everyone goes through it and it just is something part of life. And you go, yeah. And also all 4 of you guys should be going to this weekly meeting at the public forum
at the library
and talking about it again and again. men.
But also go like any guy
wearing
listening.
a shirt that like, nothing wrong with a heavy flow.
But I'm saying any guy listening right now, go to your girl and just in the span of like a day or two, tell her like 25 times that there's nothing wrong with her period. She'll be like, what are you fucking doing? You go, look, there's nothing wrong.
Baby.
I accept you. And she's like, what are you up to?
I accept you even though you're a bloody mess. There she is.
Nothing to be ashamed of. She goes, I know that. You go, and I want you to know that I know.
I want you to know that I know that my little Bloody Mary is safe with me.
She goes, stop calling me that.
Hey.
No.
You know what? I currently denounce the Crips because I'm on Team Blood. And that is something that me and you...
And I've been practicing this dance all month.
Yeah.
So this is not done lightly.
So I probably won't do that. I can't imagine that I'm going to be participating in the forums.
No, I won't.